Okay, hey guys, it's Blacks. Today I'm going to be doing a video review on Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Anakin Skywalker. Now, this figure didn't appear in any of the movies. He didn't appear in any of the books, really, as far as I know. But what he does appear in is in Star Wars, The Clone Wars animated TV show from 2003. He was in season 2. And basically just some exposition on this figure and what Anakin's doing is there's this one planet that he just sort of wanders on, and he's there with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's this very like snowy, sort of like icy planet. And what happens is that there's this beast on the planet. It's like this huge monster that Anakin slays. And when Anakin slays it, he basically becomes the hero of this one tribe. And as the hero of this tribe, he's basically sent out to figure out what's happening to all these. I suppose you would call them soldiers. I suppose like warriors, right? So the village has warriors, and the warriors are basically being taken away. And the Techno Union's the one who's been taking them away. And Anakin's supposed to figure out what's going on and how to get those warriors and bring them back and really stop the Techno Union from doing what it is that they're doing to the planet. So I won't tell you guys any more than that. But basically what happens is before Anakin leaves, he's basically... this elder basically kind of comes in and gives him all these tattoos, and there's a slug that the elder basically places on his body, and the slugs sort of go around tracing these markings on him, and these are the markings of like a traditional warrior, I suppose, from the village, which is really nice. I mean, it is really nice detail. I really like it, and it's definitely one of the things that really makes this figure stand out much more. And then even if you look at his head sculpt right here, even his scar that kind of goes over his eye a little bit, that's even in blue as well, which I think is a really nice detail. I really like that they just went ahead and made that blue as well, both within the context of the TV show as well as within the detail of this figure. It's all very nice. Now, articulation that this guy has, he has his head's on a ball joint, which is nice. He has ball hinged shoulders, ball hinged elbows, has a swivel waist, swivel hips, and ball hinge knees. His right forearm is on a swivel, and then his left forearm does not swivel. So from the elbow down on his left arm is just one complete joint. There's nothing else. What you see is what you get, and that's pretty much it. In terms of detail, again, I'll show you guys his lightsaber. His lightsaber is pretty nice. I mean, it is what you would expect from Anakin's lightsaber. Fairly standard. Nothing going on. Nice paint applications. Which is really nice. Sometimes you don't get too terribly good paint applications nowadays with most lightsabers, but it is nice. And then just with the remaining detail on his arms and his legs and whatnot, it's just really nice. You see there he has a sort of like rip, and then he's wearing like a utility belt and everything. It's just a really nice figure overall. I really like it. And then again, his the detail that he has on his head is it's really nice. The hair is well done. Everything about this figure is actually pretty nice. I really enjoy it. It's definitely a unique figure to have within your collection if you don't have it. Do I recommend you getting it? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's not a bad figure. It's definitely not like an amazing figure in terms of articulation. Well, I mean, it's fairly good articulation actually compared to what we get nowadays with 5 points for articulation and what was available at the time. It is very good articulation. So I am happy about that. So I can't really complain about the amount of articulation. But it's just it's a fairly standard figure. It doesn't really do anything too special, but I definitely think it is sort of it's definitely different. So if you have a bunch of Anakins and you're really looking for a new Anakin, you just want to have something that's in your collection that's probably going to stand out. I think this is probably the figure that might stand out a little bit for you. In terms of one of the accessories he comes with, one of the only accessories he comes with is this sort of like little hand bit right here. I don't know if you guys could see that very well, but basically what happens is that the Techno Union, they're basically working on this planet, and Anakin needs to find a way to disable the power source. So he puts his hand inside the shielding of the power source. It blows off his robotic hand, and this is basically what's left. So what you can do is if you take his hand right here, his forearm, you can pop it off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to too terribly well. I'm not going to because I feel like I'm going to put too much stress and pressure on it. But basically, if you can imagine this arm, all it is really is this little bit sort of laid on top of it. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but that's basically what it's like. So his arm just basically gets blown off. And that happens within the story, within the episode, and you could kind of like replicate that through the figure as well. And then he could obviously hold his lightsaber as I was showing before. It's not too terribly of a heavy grip. It is rather loose, but it is a fairly sturdy grip. So it's not gonna fall off if you shake it too terribly much, but it's not gonna stay there fairly consistently for too terribly long. But in any case, that's the Anakin Skywalker figure. Again, as I said, I don't really recommend it too terribly much unless you're a huge fan of Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the animated line. I do think it is a good figure, so if you can pick it up for a good price, I highly recommend it. I picked him up at the Phoenix Comic-Con for about $5. Yeah, $5 I paid for him, which isn't a bad deal at all. Again, as I said, especially when you take into consideration the amount of articulation he has and the amount of articulation most of the 3 3/4 inch figures have now with 5 points of articulation. Really is a nice treat to have a figure like this, in my opinion, for that price. So I highly recommend it if you could pick him up for a good price. If not, then you probably want to pass up on him. He's definitely not the sort of iconic Anakin Skywalker who's wearing his like Jedi robes and whatnot, his Jedi tunic. So if you're looking for something like that, then this definitely isn't it. But if you're looking for a more rugged, adventurous Jedi, this is probably the Luke Skywalker, not the Luke Skywalker, the Anakin Skywalker that you could definitely get. And one of the things I really like about this Anakin Skywalker as well, and in particular the episode that he was in, is that this episode really embodies, in my opinion, the hero's journey of Star Wars. And that's kind of one of the things that really makes Star Wars, is that he is that hero of 1,000 faces, this Anakin, right? He is that sort of phototypical, archetypal hero that we sort of might want to identify with Star Wars, maybe. I mean, that's what Star Wars is kind of about. It's about, it's a space opera. So it's about romance, it's about family, but it's also about the hero's journey. It's about a hero who's sort of, thrust into the main stage and whatnot. So I really like this Anakin because of that, right? The episode really reminds me of the hero's journey, and there's again this figure really does kind of embody that. So that's why I like this figure. I really hope you guys enjoy the video. Star Wars episode 9, not 9, Star Wars episode 8 comes out today. So I figured I'm not going to watch it until tomorrow really with my friends. So we'll see how that goes. So hopefully the episode's pretty good. And check out my prediction. I did a 3-minute prediction on what I think is going to happen. It was more of a joke more so than anything. Okay, it wasn't really a joke. It was kind of serious, but I was just kind of playing around, having a good time. But yeah, so check that out if you guys are looking into any sort of theories or predictions. But I hope you guys enjoyed the new Star Wars movie. Hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you guys around later. Thanks, bye.